Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and yeah, that noise is just Gary is doing a bit of dinner. Well, it's one of those dinners that's going to take ages to cook, so it's going to be very hungry by the time I get it. Anyway, good, well, afternoon now. Good afternoon. Still afternoon, yes it is. So yeah, we didn't get the rain. It's just, honestly, we did have a tiny, you know, that really fine spitting in the wind. We had that for about 10 minutes and that was it. But it's been a little overcast, but then sunny now and then. But it's just been an ordinary kind of day. Good for drying your washing though, because I did put a sheet out there and it was just dried like that. It's kind of hard to dry big objects in the house, so it was good to get it out there and it to dry. So today Gary was doing his bit of DIY and then he got to the stage where he didn't have enough stuff, so we ended up going to get that and buying some more of that drink because it's really good, that Pepsi cream soda flavour. So yeah, we got some more of that, another couple of cases, and it 8 in a case, so it wasn't like a huge case or anything. Unless I go to maybe Booker, then I could probably get huge cases of stuff. But yeah, it was nice. So we got some more. Grew on me a bit. Oh, excuse me. I feel like I want to sneeze. And then while Gary had to do 2 trips to get his blocks because they're concrete blocks and they weigh quite a bit. So he put 10 in his car and I went with him that time. And then the second time, because he knew where he was going and where he was getting them from, he went on his own. So I stayed at home, did a tutorial. So here I am. I've been busy uploading it. I've had a bit of a weird situation with my thumbnail. I always use the same software for my thumbnails, and there's been a couple of times where I'll upload a photograph of a swatch and it just totally changes the colour of my swatch. And it was I did 5 swatches for this one, and one of them I've undone it now so I can't show it to you, but it is it was bright pink. It was a pink colour, and every time I put it into the software, I'd upload it and it would be pink, and then all of a sudden it'd go and it'd go mauve, but it wouldn't be a nice mauve. It would just be like all contrast seemed to have gone out of it. And I thought, what has happened there? So I deleted it and I did it again and it did the exact same thing. So I thought maybe it's because I emailed that colour, that swatch to myself. Perhaps I should just do it via the air thingy that what's it called? AirDrop? Maybe I should AirDrop it. Perhaps that's why. So anyway, I kind of did that and it does the same thing. So 3 times I deleted it out of the app and then put it back and it uploaded. It was the perfect colour and brightness, etc. And then all of a sudden gone. But it was only that one out of all of them. It just did not like that colour, and it was enabling me to change the colour on my photo, which was weird because the others didn't. You know, they are the colour they are. I could lighten it. I could add a bit of contrast, change things, but I couldn't change the actual colour. So I could have made it green if I wanted to, but it was still the same kind of overexposed, nasty looking. But the actual photograph wasn't. It's kind of blew my mind for a while. So in the end, I just decided I won't use that one then. It didn't take me a while to kind of get to that realization that perhaps I should just use a different one. So I did, but I managed. I'll give you a little sneaky peek. I managed to find the perfect stitch for this yarn. Now this is the Emotions. Is it James Brett? It is James C. Brett Emotions DK, and this is the colour Interest, which is by far and above the nicest looking colour on the ball. And I found the perfect stitch for it. I won't show you too much because it is my next tutorial. But yeah, I'm so excited about that. And this particular stitch tutorial that I've done next, I'm going to put it, I'm quite excited about this, right? I've decided to do something with a few of the stitches I've been doing. Yeah, that's I've got to keep it under my hat. Lost my hat. Oh my God. No, you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, that took a while out of my brain, to be honest, trying to figure out why that one colour kept doing that. It was very, very annoying, just really stupid. Anyway, I have a nice cup of tea, box. This is my pit stop, so yeah, why not? Why not indeed? Yeah. So yesterday we had Grogu on Luke Skywalker's back. It's so, oh yeah, there it is, look. Just about. Goodness gracious me. I didn't see that. You guys are Hawkeyes. It might be that you're watching on the TV. So I'm watching on a little phone. A little viewfinder. Oh, I didn't do it. Silly me. Well, this is a bit of a deja vu moment, because that looks like the picture we had 2 days ago of our soaker. I like to stress that point, because it really does help you have a good giggle. Does wet bottom. May the force be with you, says our soaker Tano. May the force be with you. It's not May the 4th. What are you on about? Okay, let's see why your cat thinks you're an idiot, shall we? I liked yesterday's. Not liking the food. I'm going to tell you that one again. It's perfectly simple. If the day has a tea in it and there's been a full moon in the last week, we don't want the food we had yesterday. How could they not keep track of this stuff? It's so true. So true. Fluffy has her new bickies. She's eating them, thank goodness. So, this one is, our owners are always sabotaging our attempts to be more self-sufficient. Ding, 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 ding. I got my cat a bell because it was Ginge, the clever one, you know. She was always bringing birds in, and not only did she bring them, she didn't give them to you like some cats, you know, could bring a mouse in and give it to you. She didn't do that. She would catch a bird and then sit there in the garden gnawing on it, and she would eat the whole thing except for 2 things. She wouldn't eat the beak for obvious reasons, and there would just be a little heart left, just tiny little heart left on the grass after she'd devoured feathers and the rest of it, even the bones. Seriously, all that would be left would be a beak and a heart. I don't know why she didn't like the heart, but she didn't. And so I got her a bell because I didn't want any more of that. But yeah, at least she ate it, I guess. You know, like so many cats, they just play with it, don't they? And, you know, do all the kind of nasty stuff to it. But no, she did. She caught it and she sat there and just ate it. Which, blah, you know, it wasn't as if I didn't feed her. Do you know what I mean? She was a funny cat. She was very odd. Very odd. All of my cats have been odd, with the exception of the 2 that I had in the beginning. Well, no, I had a cat called Prudence. She was fine. But she ended up being odd because she went very... Well, I think she must have had some kind of odd disease, but she was very sprightly. But bits of her started to wither. And her meow got very, very like moon cat. Like, very metallic sounding meow she had. But took her to the vets and she was very healthy, just not looking. So anyway, I had her 2 offspring, Muffin and Skippy, and they were like big, gigantic, fluffy house cats. I didn't have any kids at the time. And they were like my babies, but they played fetch and they were just indoor cats, and they were very, very cute, and they liked being bathed. Yeah, I know, strange. But after that, every cat I ever had was kind of neurotic and weird and unfriendly to other cats and other people. And yeah, they all had their own little weird quirks. But Fluffy is the most Moggy-like cat that I've had in years, where there's no quirks about Fluffy, apart from the fact that she's a bit timid. But I put that down to the fact that she has one eye. When she lost her eye, she lost her streetwise ability. Not that she really had that much, because she was just a big kind of lap cat. Well, she wasn't even really that. When I first got her, she didn't like being held. She didn't like being picked up. But she did allow you to stroke her. But now she's more of a, well, she would be more of a lap cat now that she lost one of her eyes. It made her more, what's the word? Sociable, really. But she was more of a, in the early days, she was like, no, I'll let you feed me, but that's about it. I would just allow you to gaze lovingly at me, and that's all. So yeah, they've all been a bit odd, my cats, every one of them, really. Apart from Muffin and Skippy, who were not odd. They were lovely. Anyway, something is prickling me or digging in. It must be this book. So yeah, that's gone. Thank goodness for that. So yeah, what else have I been doing? Well, I made a thumbnail. You know, I did the wheat stitch. I decided that that thumbnail is good. So all of my stitch tutorials are now going to have that thumbnail. I'll just change the name of the stitch and the pictures, but the rest can all be, I liked it a lot. It's got that background with the laughing yarn balls on it. Yeah, and I can make that brighter or more fainter, but I liked it. So I decided that that would be my stitch tutorial thumbnail. I'm not going to just do like millions of stitch tutorials, but if a stitch grabs me, then I'm going to do it. And I've done, you know, some things like the wheat sheaf stitch, arcade stitch, that sort of thing. If I've made a blanket alpine stitch, then I've done them as far as I'm concerned, because I've made something with it. But I might be making something with these. Let's just say it's only like something small. It's not like you know, it won't change the world. It won't change the world. Anyway, I don't know what else to tell you today. It's been a bit been a bit of a funny old couple of days for me. Couldn't sleep last night. Just couldn't. I don't know why, but I've got an itch there. Probably not put it, you know, back well enough. It's all fluffing out. Anyway, I couldn't sleep that well. So and I noticed Gary didn't for a while either. So I didn't get off till about 2. So when I woke up, I was like, I don't really want to be awake yet. Never mind. And then I went back to sleep. I woke up at about 9:30, which was okay. I had good enough sleep then. But yeah, but I did feel a bit like, I wish I had more energy. That sounded like a giant snore. I think he must have been moving the furniture, like the chair. But it did sound like he snored really loud. That's what he does sound like when he snores. But, sometimes it's louder. Sometimes it's more quiet and it's more of a but yeah, sometimes it's pretty loud, I can tell you. Cat snores too. I know I probably don't snore. No, I probably do. So I've been thinking about bringing some yarn in and doing some yarn show and tells, because I haven't done that for a while, and I have a large captive stash not too far away. So rather than go buy new yarn all the time, I can even just bring some of that in and show it, because, you know, I've shown it once a long while ago and then it just sits there. Some of it goes out of stock. Oh, I did notice, I haven't put it in yet, but I did notice I had a little bit more stock of this than I thought, without stealing. It's not stealing, I've stolen it, so I really ought not to. But Sorry, my earring's playing up. I got it caught in my hair, that's why. So yeah, I do have a little bit more, so I must remember to update the stock level. I should probably put more in because, like I said, it's not, I don't need it all. At all, really. Anyway, let's not dwell on the subject of me stealing the yarn. Let's have tea instead. Cheers, guys. Oh, that's good. I do love a bicky tea. And especially as when I go on a low carb diet, I can't actually have any biscuits. So having biscuit flavoured tea helps a bit, I guess. Not that I eat biscuits very often, but you know, it does help when your tea is rather yummy. Okay, so I've got done about 4 rows of my border on my cowl blanket. So I've finished all of the kind of denim blue border. I just need to find a variegated that I like, a cotton variegated hopefully, that I can go around the outside and just finish that off. And then as soon as I've done that, I'll get the tutorial done. It might not be this week now though, because Friday is a little busy. So I could get it done over the weekend and then that will be finished next week. I haven't started on the square for next week yet, but I've got one in mind. It is a Christmas one. I figured I've done a Halloweeny one, let's do a Christmas one. It doesn't have to be Christmas, obviously. It can be, colours can be completely changed and it won't be Christmassy. So I'm going to do a few anyway, over the time. But I'm going to do this one. I might do it in Christmas colours and in normal colours so that you know, it could be one does both kind of thing. That's what I'll do. Yes, I will. And I was going to show you something else, but you know what? I cannot for the life of me think what it is. Gone out my head. So yeah, as well, as soon as I've got that finished, I'm going to start on the whips, and one of them is pretty cool, and I've got to get a few more parts of it finished before I can get it done. One of them is more or less finished, just needs it's a blanket, so it needs a border. And another one of them, I find my way with that. I've done a couple of tutorials. I'm going to put them all together so they're one in the end. But I've just got to make, oh, that's it. It was nearly finished and I decided to make something a tad more intricate than it was. So it isn't now. But at least I've got chance then to get on with those and get them done, which is fabulous. So, fan-dabby-dozy. Which is cool. So today, which is yesterday for you, because as you well know, my today is your tomorrow. Your tomorrow, my yesterday. So I did an open with me, which popped up. I was rather glad that arrived, because I just started to feel like I was missed out, because I got one magazine. I do have 3 that I'm subscribed to now, and I'd got Simply Crochet, but the other 2, they were nowhere to be seen, and I kept seeing them in shops, and I was thinking, have I missed these? I find it sometimes hard to just recognise at a glance the last one I had, you know, because I see so many of them. So it just doesn't always register when I look at it. Sometimes when there's a gift, I can look at it and go, oh yeah, I've had that, you know, because I remember the gift more than the front cover. But and other times there'll be a garment or something on the front cover and I think, ah, yeah, I've had that one. But I kept looking at the ones that were in the shop thinking, have I had these? And in the past, I have been known to buy them because I thought I'd missed them. And then they send them to me and I'd end up with 2. So I had to kind of refrain from doing that. But luckily one arrived. I'm just waiting on the other now. So it must be Crochet Now that I've not got yet. So yeah, keep my eyes open for that. So anyway, I'm going to get off and upload my video and see if I can get this thumbnail looking good on that tutorial. And I might I've uploaded it. It's almost ready. I'm gonna load it for members only first. I've not done that yet, but I've got it on good authority that if I do that for members first, when I eventually do it for general public, it won't affect it because I won't have already uploaded it public. So this is my test to see if that works. But if my members watch it, and then when I actually put it up to the public, my members won't watch it, which means my views will be down. So I'm kind of like thinking, do I really want to do that? Members, will you watch it again? It's just an experiment. I'm experimenting a lot lately. Check me out. Anyway, have a good day, everyone. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.